Thank you, Trevor. Appreciate the introduction. I'm glad to be here. I'm going to talk today. I'm going to talk about me a little bit. I'm going to tell you about my career. Talk about how I've landed where I've landed with Baptist. Talk about American College of Healthcare executives and why it's important to be in society. I'm going to talk a little bit about Baptist Health, so you know a little bit about us and some of the opportunities with us. But just so I know my audience here, how many of you are in undergrad? And then graduate? Super. Well, I'm glad to be here. This is a beautiful campus. My first opportunity to come here was last year. And I'm very impressed with this campus and all the buildings here. We've got a wonderful, wonderful campus with a great reputation. So it's congratulations to for being part of this great opportunity. I think you're getting a great education. Trevor was asking me, he said, does anybody at Baptist, did they go to Western? In fact, the president of Baptist Health Louisville, which is formerly called Baptist East, 520-bed facility, the president of that facility is a WKU alumni. And then I said, you know, a chief nursing officer, vice president of Baptist LaGrange, she went to WKU as well. I can go down the list. There's a bunch of WKU graduates within the Baptist health system. So, like I said, it's a great reputation. I'm proud to be here. So thank you for inviting me. So let me just tell you a little bit about myself and my career steps. And then I'll go through it's more of a canned presentation, but I'll try to make it somewhat interesting and not too boring for you. But just really about the American College of Healthcare Executive and really why you should, at this point, be a student member and stay as a member of the college. And then we'll talk about Baptist Health as well. So just a little bit about how I landed where I've landed. As Trevor mentioned, I'm the president of Baptist Health LaGrange. So within Baptist Health, we've got 7 hospitals that are owned and operated by what we call our parent company called the Baptist Health Care System. And I'll just run through those hospitals. How many of you are from Kentucky originally? So, anybody from Louisville? How about Lexington? How about Paducah? Madisonville? Okay, Corbin? Richmond? Or LaGrange? So I'm just trying to get a feel for the geography out there. How about E-Town? All right. Russell Springs? Okay. So those cities I just mentioned, we're in all of those cities, and we're the largest geographic footprint in the Commonwealth. So we have a 520-bed facility that is in Louisville, Kentucky. And we rebranded. So I'll tell you the old name, what the new name is. But in Louisville, it's Baptist. What was Baptist Hospital East is now called Baptist Health Louisville. We took all of our brands, Baptist Health, and then the city locator. So Baptist Hospital East, 520 beds, now Baptist Health Louisville. Formerly Baptist Hospital Northeast is now Baptist Health LaGrange, 120 beds. And then we go over to the east region of the state, and there's formerly Central Baptist Hospital, now called Baptist Health Lexington, about 380 beds or so. And then south of there is formerly Patty A. Clay, which is now Baptist Health Richmond, it's 105 beds. And south of there, formerly Baptist Regional Medical Center, now Baptist Health Corbin. It's probably about 225 beds. And then we'll move to the west region of the state, and we've got formerly Western Baptist Hospital, now called Baptist Health Paducah. That's about 340 beds. And then we go into Madisonville, the former Trover Clinic, now called Baptist Health Madisonville, 400 beds. So you add that all up, and we're 2,000 plus licensed beds. And we are as I mentioned, 15,000 employees throughout the whole Commonwealth. 1 in 4 cancer patients go to the Baptist Health facility diagnosed with ER volume is, I think, one of the top in the county. We collectively all ERs in the Baptist health system. So it kind of gives you a little bit of flavor for Baptist health. We do manage 2 facilities. And what I mean when I say we manage them, the president of Hardin Memorial Hospital in Eaton and the chief financial officer of that facility are employed by Baptists, but the county contracts with Baptist to manage them. So our president there and our CFO are Baptist employees. And then Russell Springs, we manage a critical access hospital there. So the president of that facility is a Baptist employee. So we basically say we have 9 hospitals in our portfolio, 7 owned and 2 contract managed. So that's a little bit of a flavor of Baptist Health. My career ladder was, as Trevor mentioned, I went to a small college in Michigan. It's called Albion College, about 2,000 students or so. It's a liberal arts school. I majored in psychology, kind of a different route I took. I was telling Trevor my academic path that I went through. I thought I wanted to be a physician. And I thought I wanted to be it because my dad was a physician. And as a little kid, everybody would be like, "Are you going to be a doctor like your dad?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to be a doctor like my dad." But I got to college and I did take the biologies and the chemistries, and it was okay. I mean, they're great, wonderful courses, and but it was just, it wasn't my cup of tea, I guess. It was probably my junior year, right? I'd taken psychology courses every semester when I was in undergrad, and I just continued to take those, and some economics and statistics, and it was probably the summer between my junior and senior year where I did what they call a psychology practicum back then. And I went to a VA hospital in Battle Creek, Michigan, and I was rotating with clinical psychologists, and realized I didn't want to do that. Great field, wonderful field, but then, again, it wasn't something that you learn what you want to do, what you don't want to do. But what I learned that summer was there was an individual I'd shadow some, and he was going to the administrative meetings, and they're talking about closing this wing of the hospital, and they're going to do construction over here, and they're going to move this over here, do that. It was operations of a hospital, and that I found exciting. I remember asking, what avenue do you take to get to healthcare, to manage a facility? And back then, it was the 80s, and we called it hospital administration. That's how do you become a hospital administrator? That individual's like, well, I would go talk to this person and that person. But at that point, there wasn't undergraduate programs in healthcare administration, so it was probably masters in healthcare programs. So at that point, I'm back for my senior year, and I was thinking, okay, I still got to take GMAT or the GRE or whatever it was back then. I've got it. I think I had a couple of more prerequisites, so I took as much as I could, and then thought, well, I'll just take a year and really just make sure I've looked at various schools and I've taken my requirements. I think I had one more kind of class to take. So I worked that year right after graduation from undergrad, applied to some schools, took the requirements, the GMATs, etc., and then landed at Xavier University up in Cincinnati, Ohio. So went to that healthcare program there. Back then we called it, I think it was the Masters in Hospital Administration, but we were all focused on hospitals back then. And so went through the academic program, and then we were to do a one-year administrative residency, which I did in Detroit, Michigan, just actually north of Detroit. Our corporate office was in Detroit. And it was a 400-bed facility, doing my residency there. And did the one-year residency, stayed on as an administrative fellow. And then my third year there, I became the assistant administrator for the hospital. And it was my 5th year there. I was telling Trevor I got a call from, it was actually the alumni secretary at Xavier. And she had said, hey, what are you doing now? Are you still in Detroit? I'm like, yeah, I've been here 5 years. And she said, hey, an opportunity opened up at Baptist, and with the Baptist healthcare system. And it's called Baptist Hospital East. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. And they're looking for a vice president. And she said, we thought of you, and I thought, well, you know, send it to me. This is before you were all born. It was before email. It was before, probably, you know, I think we had fax machines then. But so she mailed it to me, and I read through the job description and sent my resume, and, you know, went through the phone screens interviews, landed at Baptist. And so at Baptist, now called Louisville, I started my Baptist career, and came in as a vice president and had responsibility for various general services, and some support services. And then over time, we switched departments around, and I got more clinical services reporting to me. And I think it was, you know, over many years, I became kind of the cardiovascular guy and the home health person. But then I had construction and engineering departments reporting to me, food service and transportation, those kind of things. I think I had about 17 operational departments that reported up to me throughout my career there. And like I said, we switched departments around quite a bit. Just to give us, department heads, different people to report to, and different ways of thinking, so to speak. So it was my 17th year there, and the CEO had called me and said, we want to move you to Baptist LaGrange, just north of Louisville, and you'll run that facility, but we'll scale back your VP roles at Baptist East, and you'll be responsible for cardiovascular services and home health there at Baptist East, Baptist Louisville, and then you'll be president of Baptist LaGrange. And so, and the reasoning there was I had a lot of relationships with the cardiologists, and we wanted to expand our cardiovascular services up to LaGrange and up into actually Madison, Indiana. And then I had home health, and we wanted to expand that more as well. So that was kind of the thinking behind that. So, been with Baptist Health for 21 years. Had a wonderful career, a great opportunity. Lots of exciting things going on, which I'll get into in just a minute. So that's kind of a nutshell, my career ladder and how I'm doing what I'm doing today. So let me just go through this presentation regarding the American College of Healthcare Executives. And so I am the regent for Kentucky, and what that means is that I'm a liaison for, there's a ACHE Kentucky chapter, and then you have a national American College of Healthcare Executives, kind of the corporate office, so to speak. They're based in Chicago. And I'm the liaison between the national office and our Kentucky chapter, and I have a responsibility on the Kentucky chapter board as well. Make visits to various programs, the Western Kentucky program and the UK program. Try to help the students as much as I can. Try to, if you have questions, feel free to email me. I forgot to bring my regent cards with me with Trevor, so I get those passed out to all of you, so that if you need to contact me, feel free to do so. But that is my role with the American College of Healthcare Executives, a 3-year term, and I'm in the middle of my 2nd year as the regent. Okay, so just go through some quick slides on ACHE and the vision of ACHE. It's to be the premier professional society for healthcare executives dedicated to improving healthcare delivery, simply stated. And then the mission is to advance our members in healthcare management excellence. And I was telling Trevor before I started talking to you all, so it's, if you look at physicians, they're in their societies. There's the American College of Cardiology for cardiologists. For surgeons, there's the American College of Surgery. And then if you look at us in the healthcare arena, we're in the American College of Healthcare Executives. That's our society. And it's, so what is the purpose? Why do you want to be in there? It's networking. You never know who you're going to be talking to at a meeting that is looking for a person to fill a position. Does it happen every single time you talk to somebody? No. But it is an avenue to network and get to know people. If you look at physicians, they are most, you go to a physician, they have their initials, they're fellows or this, that, and the other thing. They're board certified in X, Y, or Z, have their board certification in surgery, they're board certified in internal medicine, etc., those kind of things. And ACHE has this very similar thing, where you take a board of governors exam, you become board certified in healthcare administration, and become a fellow on the American College of Healthcare Executives. So this is our society. There's literature, just like in the physician side, the American College of Cardiologists, there's articles written by peers, and the same thing with the American College of Healthcare Executives. You get the journals, and there's articles written by peers. How many of you are student members of the American College of Healthcare Executives? And then again, we'll get through, I'll tell you a little bit more about applications and all that, but it's something you have the interest in this field, definitely work with. The journals, they come out routinely, you get various information. You may write an article will appear one day that goes in there. Just like the American College of Surgeons, they educate their peers by writing their articles and doing research. So what do you get as being a student associate? Some of the benefits, you have access to the ACHE website. With that comes access to career service information. You get publications and newsletters. If you go to the ACHE annual meeting, they call it the Congress on Healthcare Administration in March in Chicago, there are reduced fees. There are some financial assistance opportunities, and then there's community leadership opportunities through our actual Kentucky chapter. So those are just some of the benefits. Some of the publications and newsletters that come out. There's the Healthcare Executive Magazine. There's a Journal of Healthcare Management, and then there's a student associate newsletter that comes out as well, which just kind of keeps you up on what's going on in healthcare, what's going on in ACHE, those kind of things. There are also various educational opportunities available. There's a student track at the annual Congress in March that you can take various courses, so to speak. There's national and local continuing education programs. And then there's, of course, online learning if you're interested in that. There are also a lot of resources for career development. There's a resume review bank, so to speak, that you can submit your resume to for a fee. I don't have those fees, it's on their website, but if you were to want somebody to look at your resume and review it, they have that service where they'll basically take your resume, find it to you next and send your resume back with a bunch of notes on it, and sort of recording with an individual as well, so your voice will critique your resume. I think it would 30 or 45 minute critiquing so that you can update that resume. They also have a job board, so to speak, or job posting that you can go on with American Healthcare Executives and see what jobs are out there, what is available, requirements for the jobs, and we apply to those kind of things. And a lot of jobs feed into that. American College of Healthcare Executives, they get lots of feeds that go on there, so there's quite a few jobs posted on there throughout the country. There's various financial assistance that you go to the website and can explain this more, but there's the Foster McGraw student scholarships, there's an Albert Dent graduate student scholarships, and there's an essay competition that I think is you. Okay. Trevor will send you the details on the essay competition. I think one person per program can apply, and then there's a first place, second place, third place award. I think $3,000, $2,000, $1,000 for first, second, third place that is available. But he has that information. He'll send it out. You can join ACHE, $75 annually, so it's broken down to what it is per month, per week. But long and short of it, it's $75. And you can get up to 5 years as a student associate. That's, you break it up, they have an example of here, 2 years at the bachelor's level, 3 years at the master's level, where you can break it up how you want to break it up. But it's 5 years. At the end of the day, I think you're fine. And then it just, life as a student associate, you join for $75, you graduate, then you can transfer to member status. And then once you become a member, then I would definitely suggest that over time you take the appropriate steps to take your board certification, they call it the BOG, the Board of Governors exam. And I think that requires that you're, again, it's listed on the website, but I'll recite what I remember. It's about, I think, 5 years, being out in the field for 5 years, you want to be showing that you have community involvement. You want to show that you have your, I think it's a master's degree. Help them apply to take the exam, and take the exam. It's a computerized test. You go to a computerized testing center, you take that, you pass that, you're board certified. So, but again, it's, did the board certification make me smarter? I can't say I mean smarter than taking the exam, but it's a credential. Just like when you go to that doctor and they're board certified. If they're not board certified, I don't know why they're board certified. I mean, it's just something good to have, a wonderful credential. But it also is an opportunity to really network, and you get to meet more people in the field. You may go to an event, like I said, and have that opportunity to just to get to know somebody, or like I mentioned earlier, you can, maybe there's a journal article that you're going to author with a colleague. But there's always information. That's how we learn. We learn from each other. And so that's, we want to take advantage of those opportunities. So that's ACHE. That was a little bit about me. I touched on some Baptist Health things that we're doing. And I'll tell you, so in Baptist LaGrange, that's where I'm the president. Just some of the things we're doing, and I'll open up for some questions. But so at this facility, I came there. It'll be 4 years in February. I'll been there 4 years, and we 120 beds. So it's a smaller facility than I pretty much grew up in Baptist Louisville, 120 beds. But wonderful opportunity. There was a lot of neat things to do involved in. And when I came there, we had a great opportunity to do more orthopedic surgery. There was a lot of orthopedic surgery kind of leaving us to go to our competition. And I was able to recruit 2 additional, we had 1 orthopod. Now, again, 120 beds, you know, smaller medical staff, smaller employee base, but I had the opportunity to recruit 2 additional orthopedic surgeons that were sports medicine trained to complement the existing orthopod that we had. And we also had the opportunity to hire athletic trainers to put in the Oldham County school system, so that we have athletic trainers at each high school in Oldham County. There's 4 high schools. And we were able to put, actually great, we put the athletic trainers at each high school, and then 1 in Henry County. And we've got now another in Carrollton. And they go to every single athletic event. Anybody that is hurt, whether it's volleyball, basketball, football, you name it, there's a Baptist athletic trainer there. If they do get injured, they can send them out over to Baptist, whether it's Baptist Health, LaGrange, or Louisville. And they can see a sports medicine trained orthopedic surgeon get back to where they need to be. We also have orthopedic surgeons on the sidelines at the football games. So that was a wonderful opportunity there. And our orthopedic volume has really gone up as a result of that. We've renovated our surgery area. That was just inefficient, the throughput was inefficient. Renovated our pre-op and our post-op area to make that more efficient. That's actually attracted more physicians to use our facility. And then also opened, renovated an area to turn that into, I'll call it a cardiac center. And that's where you go and have your stress tests and your echo tests and your EKGs and those kind of things. And we're able to really pick up our volume there. We were able to attract a couple of new cardiologists that joined our existing group in FACHE Louisville. And we expanded our cardiovascular footprint from FACHE Louisville to LaGrange and all the way to Madison, Indiana. And so we've got, in the Kentucky region, as I call it, we've got FACHE has really expanded the footprint within in the cardiology realm, doing a lot of the issues we have. We also opened up a cancer center in LaGrange. And what we did was we had an opportunity to we took advantage of a federal government program, which allowed us to capitalize on our oncology program. And so we opened it up in LaGrange, and the folks that were having to drive from Henry County, Trimble County, and Carrollton, they don't have to drive all the way into Louisville now. They can come and get their chemotherapy, their infusion therapy at Baptist Health LaGrange, which is close to their home. And same physicians, it's the same oncologists that work at our Baptist Louisville office that come out to Baptist LaGrange. Same doctors, same staff, all of that. So those some other operational changes we made in LaGrange. But as you know, as you learned in your classroom, the industry changes immensely. I've only been in it for 26 years, and I still don't know anything about it. You know, I know quite a bit about healthcare, but a lot of it amazes me what you don't know. It changes so quickly, and so which is kind of neat. You're constantly learning. It's not just you learn this about healthcare payment, and it's the same the whole time. It changes immensely, so that it does keep you on your toes. That's for sure. So it is a neat industry, but it's we've got a lot of change coming with healthcare reform. It's here to stay, and there's lots of change on the horizon. And we still don't know some of the effects of the Healthcare Act, but it is here to stay. We're focusing tremendously on population health and essentially keeping people well. That's easier said than done. Hospitals are getting dinged for readmissions, meaning that so patients they get discharged from the hospital and they're coming back in a short period of time, and that's a ding against the hospital. They may have a congestive heart failure or something to that extent, and we're trying to keep them well, keep them from coming back to the hospital. We focus on home health, those kind of things. We focus on, really starts as exercising, eating well, and taking care of yourself, but Kentucky has a lot of diabetes. There's, I guess it's, as they say, we're 49 out of 50 for the most unhealthy state, so to speak. And so, is anybody from West Virginia? So they always say, so thank God for West Virginia because they're number 50. But that's not good. 49 out of 50 is not good at all. So we've got a lot of work to do to become a healthier state. And it's going to be a challenge. So you're going to hear a term, you're going to hear of population health out there. And it's, there's a lot we still, we talk about it, it's kind of like, what does that mean? What is it? But it's really, it's setting up these, it could be an accountable care organization where you have that physician managing that patient and doing everything they can to keep them out of the hospital, keep them out away from utilizing the hospital. We're in this era now where you're going from, as you've heard, you're going from volume to value. You have the volume-based to value-based, and we're in both worlds right now. We're still getting paid fee for service, but don't bring that patient back to the hospital in a short period of time. You're going to get a penalty. So here you hear me talking, we're gonna try to focus on keep them out of the hospital, but a lot of I need some volume, and gives my bottom line here, so it's definitely a challenging time. It's exciting, it's challenging. I've never regretted going into healthcare. Like I said, I've been in the industry for 26 years and I've never regretted it. It does keep you on your toes, but I've enjoyed it. Yeah, we've got our headaches. Everybody has their headaches. Everybody has a bad day here and there, but it's a wonderful field. And we need great students like yourself for the future. Because there's a lot of work to be done.